Hey guys, it's Lukasz from iExplore, and today I want to show you how to use your flash on your camera to get photos like these. A couple of days ago, Halloween took place here in the streets of Shibuya, and it's a huge event here in Tokyo. I would go out on a limb and say it's one of the biggest Halloween street festivals in all of the world. Thousands of people show up in the streets of Shibuya to basically party and get drunk and of course dress up in all kinds of crazy, funny, sexy, stupid costumes. A lot of photographers descend on Shibuya to photograph it, including myself. I go every year to photograph it, and I always use my flash for a couple of reasons. One, it's a nice opportunity to use flash totally freely. No one gets annoyed with flash, and especially on this part of the year. And also I like the look that the photos get. They look quite different from other street photos that I do in other times of the year, so it kind of separates my workout, gives it a distinct look. I want to tell you how I set my camera when I'm doing flash photography to get the results that you saw in the beginning of the video. But before I get to that, I do want to just very briefly talk about what the camera does when everything's set on automatic. So the flash is on automatic, and let's say the whole camera's set on automatic, meaning auto shutter, auto aperture, auto ISO. The result will be that generally the camera will choose a shutter speed of a 1/60, 1/60th of a second, pretty low ISO, 100 or 200, maybe 400, and some aperture. And the result of that is like this. As you can see with my buddy Sean here as the example, in the example shot, the background is very dark and he's pretty well exposed. All right? But we don't want that. We want a nice background. To deal with the problem of a dark background, camera manufacturers have come up with something called slow sync. A slow sync is a clever solution where instead of using that shutter speed of 1/60, which is the common minimum shutter speed for flash, it will go below that. It will go as low as like an eighth or a fourth. And what that does is it lets more light in from the background, which means the background is more exposed, it's brighter, and the subject is, of course, still well exposed by the flash, and so you get a better balance. And it looks great, it looks very good. So basically, you get a little bit of motion blur in the picture, and that can be actually used very creatively. So you'll see some examples right now on the screen where I was actually moving the camera during the shot. And this is a common technique. Other people use this technique. I'm not creating this technique. This is commonly used for all kinds of stuff. It's a cool way to get some dynamic motion in your shot and still get a sharp, perfectly exposed subject in the scene. So that summarizes how you can do it automatically in the camera. So you have the regular auto flash, which makes the black background, and you have slow sync, which makes a bright background but introduces potentially some motion blur depending on the subject. So let's talk about the way I like to do it, which is what I stupidly call fast slow sync. It's a dumb name. I don't know what to call it. But basically what I'm doing is I don't want the shutter speed to be slow, but I do want the background to come through. So instead of using the shutter, I use either the ISO or the aperture. Now the aperture, I don't like to have it too wide open for this kind of night street photography in Shibuya with the Halloween because it's so chaotic that, it's kind of hard to get focused, so I'd rather have more depth of field. And also, I like to layer my shots. I like when there's a lot of things going on. There's maybe a subject in the foreground and then somebody a little bit back and so on. So I want more depth of field. So essentially, to get the effect of the slow sync, which is the bright background, I use the ISO. So my settings, to summarize, are for the shutter speed to be quick, it's 1/200. For the aperture to give a nice depth of field, it's 5.6, maybe 8. And for the ISO to pull out the background, I choose 1600 or even 3200. All right, so that summarizes the settings that you can use for getting the most out of your flash for this kind of street photography application. And I want to talk a little bit more about how to actually go about shooting and how I like to shoot. So a couple things I keep in mind. First, let's get this out of the way. I'm not always shooting. Sometimes I'm just walking around and looking. It's important to observe. And it's okay if you walk for a couple minutes and don't get a shot, even in a very rich environment like Shibuya Halloween where there's tons going on. Sometimes I'll walk for 2-3 minutes, I won't shoot anything because nothing really calls out to me, nothing catches my eye. So, I'm trying to be a little bit picky. And despite that, I still came home with 800 shots from that day, like a crazy amount of shots, way more than I usually come home with. So it's okay to slow down and be very mindful about what you're going to shoot. That's how you're going to get the really cool moments. The other thing is, when you actually come to the moment of shooting, there's a couple ways to do it. I try to generally be really quick and get one right away, like a candid one. I love candids. But also, sometimes I'll slow down and give the people a chance to pose for me. Often they'll do one of these, which admittedly I don't really like that the most because it's a little bit overdone, but sometimes those are cool shots. But often, you know, they'll pose in kind of in character with their costume, or they'll do something else that maybe is interesting. Sometimes I'll even direct the subject a little bit. You know, not very much. I don't want to kind of create artificial situations, but let's say they were having a smoke or smoking as I approached, and then when they saw me and I held the camera up, they stopped and they kind of posed another way. Then I might say, hey, you know, drag your cigarette again, or blow some smoke out or something. It's just kind of, you know, I want to capture what I saw just before they changed. And I think, you know, you could argue that this is kind of leaving the realms of street photography, which has this idea that you should be very candid and never mess with the scene in any way. And I mean, I'm okay with that. If you don't want to call this street photography because of breaking that rule, that's fine. But I'm totally transparent about it, and sometimes that does come up. Generally though, most of my shots are completely candid, but I'm just not afraid to pose them. And you have to really decide ultimately what's right for you. Do you want people always posing? Do you want to direct people a bit? Do you want to get only candid shots? All of these are valid approaches. Do what feels right. Do what helps you be creative. Okay guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a thing or two about flash photography in the streets. One more thing, I want to introduce Sean, who's our video guy here at iExplore. He's been working very hard to make the videos for this channel. So iExplore is not just me, it's a whole team of people, including Sean right here. Thank you so much for watching, and remember always, challenge your eye.